Hello and welcome to Mark 4 in our Vital Congregation series, Empowering Servant Leadership. The biblical basis for this particular mark comes from the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 9, verses 37 through 38. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "The size of the harvest is bigger than you can imagine, but there are few workers. Therefore plead with the Lord of the harvest to send out workers for his harvest." As you are considering servant leadership in your congregation, here are a couple of questions to think about in regards to your congregation. How true are the following statements for your congregation? We have no difficulty finding people to volunteer to serve. We encourage members to identify and use their spiritual gifts. Staff and other leaders here model humility. And then think about, would you say that your congregation involves members in the planning of activities and worship, equips its members to be and make disciples, is good at finding and nurturing potential leaders, and emphasizes the importance of mentoring and spiritual direction? Boiled down, empowering servant leadership means that every member is valued and given opportunities to participate not only in the life, but also in the leadership of the church. So what can you do as an elder, a pastor, a church member to help empower others in leadership in your congregation? One of the ways that we can think about this comes from Stan Ott, and he talks about a with me way of ministry. So say that you're doing something volunteering for your church, and you want to take somebody along with you. That is one way to help lead others into a place of leadership. Listening to them, taking communion, bringing somebody along with you. All of these are ways that you can help to lead others into being empowered servant leaders. Another way of empowering servant leadership is to become a mentor. This means not only that you are bringing somebody along with you as you do ministry, but also that you are listening, that the relationship goes both ways. So maybe you're going to go to the soup kitchen and you want to bring somebody along with you. This can be an opportunity for you to bring them along in leadership, as well as an opportunity for you to listen to them and receive their input to consider how future mission and ministry may continue. One of the keys to creating empowered servant leadership is having an environment where all ideas are welcomed and it is open to new ideas. This means that ideas that may be different from how we've always done it might be heard, listened to, and actually followed through on. This is a way that you can nurture new people in leadership and create new opportunities for people to serve. Each of these marks of vital congregations has a flip side that we see when things aren't going as well as they might. For empowered servant leadership, the flip side is burnout. Burnout can happen to pastors, elders, and any other church member that serves in any capacity in the church. Burnout happens when there is no longer joy, that you're just doing too much for the congregation and not paying attention to necessary self-care tactics. Burnout is when you show up because nobody else is going to do it and not showing up out of a sense of joy or out of a sense of commitment to serving Christ. So burnout is a sign that things aren't going as well as they could in empowering others to servant leadership. And if your congregation has the same people doing the same thing over and over again, burnout is something that you need to pay attention to. Make sure that there is still a sense of joy in the service and not just a sense of nobody else is going to do it for me. Self-care is key to combating burnout. This means that you need to not only pay attention to what you are doing in serving Christ, but also pay attention to how Christ is at work in you. We see Jesus going off and taking times of retreat in his ministry. And we too follow that pattern, trying to take times to reconnect with God and our spirituality so that then we can come back refreshed and renewed to serve again. When you have an empowered servant leadership in your congregation, there are enough people who can spread out so that everybody can have the opportunity to refresh and renew and avoid burnout. I pray that as you think about your congregations and the ways that many people can serve, then indeed your congregation will be an open and welcoming place where every member is valued and given the opportunity to participate in the life and leadership of the church.